Here in D.C., and the radar indicates it's going to continue, but nothing to stop football from happening at FedEx Field.
The enthusiasm for football here on the East Coast always in the air. These folks are ready as their guys get set to match up
with the Baltimore Ravens. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
Washington will take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Focusing on me, we're from Tel Aviv. Barbados with the hustle, pryclezz10's. Distinctive destinations, all I want to see. Ocean front residences, 3 different ones a week. Cause I deserve.
And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
No gain on the play. It's 3rd down and 6.
A shotgun snap for Smith. He rifles one that's intercepted. It's Chuck Clark picking it off. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
Intercepted.
Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions. Can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Marquise Brown was the intended target, but it's going to be 2nd down.
But defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. First carry for the former Buckeye, J.K. Dobbins. And a short gain down to about the 33. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
On 3rd down, Jackson. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on 3rd.
Ravens.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Behind the chain, 2nd and 12. Jackson from the shotgun. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, third down. That's already the third time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught one of the three.
That doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they've got something good going there, and they think those numbers are going to increase.
To throw on third down, Jackson and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
We're talking about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on third down. Weather like this, always treacherous for kickers. A good sign early, though, is he's able to put that one through.
And you remember him right before the kick stomping around his area to make sure that things were going to hold for his plant foot, and it did.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Takes over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Play action. It's Smith. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And they will finally run him down, but not until he brings this one all the way back down inside the 10-yard line. So they will tread backward on the holding penalty.
And I know that they're going to get coached up and they'll get yelled at a little bit, but let's face it, it is hard not to do at the speed and pace that they play.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Jackson now. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that, because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
56.
From the gun, it's Jackson. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
On 1st down, it's Gibson. Oh, he's got a little daylight. It's a foot race. 30. 10. So they hit pay dirt, but don't count it yet. There's laundry on the field. We'll see what the penalty flag is about. Brutal, so take away the long touchdown.
It's a cruel game sometimes, partner.
And they give this time to the tailback. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd down at the 14-yard line.
Out of the gun, Smith.
And he'll get this to Antonio Gibson complete.
And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 5. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. From the gun, here's Smith. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10.
Now Brown, he lost the football. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So a first quarter fumble in the rain, and this isn't supposed to let up. They've had flash flood warnings just west of here, so they better get used to this.
And it's hard to do real early in the game because you're so amped up and you're trying to do so much. You've got to get used to it, though. You've got to focus in on the ball, make sure you're taking care of it. That one cost him.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
At the 26-yard line.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And some space here. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. A huge play there for Washington. 42 yards.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
At the Ravens.
On 2nd down now. It's Gibson. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
He was brought down at the 26.
Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
From the gun on 3rd down, Smith. Open man is Sims. He's got it. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
That's the reason we ball for. Circle round twice for the encore. If you know, you know.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. They'll try and run for it. And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain.
Everyone gears up for 3rd down, talks about the importance of it. But 4th down, that's truly the moment of truth play, isn't it?
Everything's dialed up a little bit more. And, you know, it's such a momentum play, isn't it?
Absolutely, because it can flip either way depending on who converts on 4th down.
They'll start by running the option to the right.
An option handoff here to Dobbins.
And he'll be taken down by the face mask, it appeared. And, yes, out come the flags. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson.
And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Jonathan Allen, the former first-round pick, getting in there to bring him down.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson. Now the pressure gets to him again.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. But he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Troy Apke. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line.
Intercepted.
Well, from what we've seen thus far, this is not a formula for winning football. When you have more turnovers than points scored, that's a tough way to try and win a game.
They'll run on first down. Gibson. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Over the middle, open is Thomas. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
Well, the stats that matter on this play don't help a team very much unless, of course, you're playing defense.
If you're getting points per reception, you got a reception, but no yardage. Great job by the defense, though. They read through that one.
They read through it, gave up no yardage, and people got credit for tackles. Pretty good deal.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith.
They'll set up the screen for Gibson.
And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Dustin Hopkins on for the field goal. A 33-yard attempt.
And Hopkins' kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away.
This will make it into the end zone.
Nifty move.
And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Eluding the pressure right. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. From the gun, Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews.
And he'll wind up picking up about 4 as that is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang at Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Third and 2. Here's Jackson. Steps away to his left. He can run for it, and he will. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
Yeah, not much there that time, and I think we were both wondering once he got out of the box whether he just throw the ball away, and he winds up only picking up a yard or 2.
And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10.
34-yard line.
Out But they're set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Back to the air. Smith on second down.
Got a man. It's Gibson, complete.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense. Finding a way to get to it and forcing a 3rd down.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Operating from the gun, Jackson. Forced out to his left. And his throw here is incomplete.
Devin Duvernay, the intended receiver.
And now it's 2nd down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass.
Down as they're into field goal range now at the 30.
The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the 1st half. Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. Flushed out right. And that's incomplete. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
Flush to his right. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 15 yards on the play, 1st down. And going deep downfield for Boykin. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
For Miles Boykin, incomplete. It leads to 2nd and 10.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Jackson. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
A gain of 12. 1st down, Baltimore.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A shotgun snap and again to Dobbins. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. Now Justin Tucker. He has hit from 61 in his career, so he has the leg for this. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And this won't get there. Won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right. So we've reached halftime in a low-scoring affair. Just a pair of field goals. 3-3 is our score. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the 2nd half.
And this carries into the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses them about 4 yards.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3. Oh, and for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown.
Well, it certainly looked to me like he tapped into the quarterback's thought process there. And what I'm hearing more and more when I go around the league, defenders sitting in on quarterback meetings trying to learn more about how they think so they can be in the right position to be in the right spot, as he was there to pick that one off and take it all the way back for a touchdown.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and the lead is now 10-3. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20. Called it the 21.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly...
And a big loss here as he's taken down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. He's going deep for Brown. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Fabian Moreau. They set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down. To throw again. Smith. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
On 3rd down, it's Gibson. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down.
A lot of different formulas to winning football, but one constant over the years, winning on 3rd down. That pickup there was big because they had struggled throughout this one.
Right back to him on 1st down. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 21. And he'll bring this all the way up to the 45-yard line.
All right, Brandon. Normally when you hear about guys making 2 interceptions in the game, you're thinking must be a free safety, maybe a corner. How about getting 2 picks out of one of your linebackers? Again, he's just in the right place at the right time, and that's another great play to come away with the football.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
And Marquise Brown coming off of a solid rookie season, 46 catches, 584 yards, but he was never 100% in his rookie year. As head coach John Harbaugh talked about the foot injury that he played with throughout the season. Now they expect him to be 100% healthy, and when so, they'll see more of those plays that had everyone calling him Hollywood in college.
Looking left side, Andrews with it complete.
Jackson to Andrews on that one. First down, Baltimore.
Ravens.
Partner, you know when we call a game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed and his elusiveness and the ability to get him on the ground and how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
Jackson throwing on target to Brown. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 16 yards on that one at a Raven first.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the first down.
Now Jackson on first down. Going right side here, and that's complete. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Ball carrier.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
On second down, a run with Dobbins. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line.
Ball carrier.
A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up first and goal.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
They'll try to run with Dobbins. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. J.K. Dobbins. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. And in this rain, they were nice and cautious there on the extra point try, and that caution was well warranted as this game is tied.
Justin Tucker.
All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. Now this will make it into the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
Washington takes over first and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a first and 10. A good start to the drive here as that's caught out on the left side. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. Now a first down throw. It's Smith. And he'll complete this to Gibson. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the third quarter. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for first and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage.
At the line of scrimmage.
Throwing on second down. Smith. Open man here. Sims complete. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Washington on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and 5. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. So on comes the kicker, Dustin Hopkins, in a big spot. This to break our 4th quarter tie.
A 47-yard attempt.
And he missed it. He missed it just wide of that left upright. It's no good. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the 4th.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
Jackson on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30.
Jackson on the
Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down. Oh, Lamar Jackson just so electric, Charles, when he gets into open space, and we saw Exhibit A right there.
You know something? I'm standing up here in the booth next to you watching the play. He buckled my ankles on that one as well. It doesn't matter whether you're actually on the field trying to chase him or you're just watching him play. This guy is sheer excitement.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 28-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Another run here with Dobbins. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on and want to take away, and they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
To throw is Jackson on 3rd down. Eluding the pressure right. And this is going to be incomplete. Right now, the story of this game continuing to be the defenses, because the offenses, they're finding it difficult to establish any rhythm whatsoever.
I like how you come to us in praise of defense, Brandon, because that's exactly right. That was an incompletion force there, but we've seen it throughout this game. Both of these defense coordinators, they're a step ahead of their offensive counterparts.
A 47-yard attempt.
And this one is right down the middle. And the Ravens strike first at 3-0. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
Washington will take over 1st and 10. At their own
out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
2nd and 6 at the 24-yard line.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And once again, they stop him behind the line. Great job by this Ravens defense. Continues to be a struggle for this offense and this home crowd. They're growing a little restless here in the second half.
And I think they've just got to look at how they're trying to move the football. Yeah, you want to run it, but maybe you spread it out. Maybe some.
And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked
picked off at the 36. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things?
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Chase Young in there to record the second sack of his young NFL career.
Washington entered the draft with the number 2 overall selection, so they had plenty of options and directions that they could go. But let's face it, when you see Chase Young from Ohio State and you have a chance to add him to an already formidable defensive front, you go ahead and select him and turn him loose. The best pass rusher in the draft with plenty of moves already. He's only going to get better and will be a double-digit sack guy for years to come.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a second and very long.
56, come on, boy, 56, check 56. Hey, keep it up, keep it up. Mike 56, Mike 56. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Report, report. Check 24. Watch safety 3, watch safety 3.
From the gun, Jackson dancing to his left. Throw left side complete. It's Andrews. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively they burn it here with 1:51 left.
An extra man in the secondary for Washington on third down.
Throwing now is Jackson. Flushed out right. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback, I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
16.
So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
On a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down.
Washington takes over 1st and 10.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here.
Give them 14 on that one and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
They'll look to throw. This is brought in by Gibson. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Out of bounds at the 37-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup. Brings up
back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. It's Chuck Clark picking it off. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8.
They'll go again with Dobbins.
Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6.
Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
Here's Jackson.
He may try and run for this.
Oh, no, he lost the football. And it's Washington that scoops it up.
And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout,
as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it, and that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. Now, I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you could just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because they just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really, really a stellar performance.
So for Baltimore, it'll be a .500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they'll return home next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for Washington, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Los Angeles Rams. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis,